I've never gotten along with Chloe Miller since childhood. She was always crying, making scenes, and tattling on me, causing me no end of trouble. Until a medical report revealed the farce about the true and false heirs. Looking at the well-behaved little girl before me, my heart swelled with joy. I am the real heiress brother. This is my biological sister. When we found the Davis family, my sister Lily Davis was washing clothes in the backyard. Tina, Lily's adoptive mother, burst into tears and hugged Lily tightly the moment she heard our purpose for coming. My Lily, my precious darling, you can't leave your mother. Oh my God, she actually dared to say that I just held Lily's hand earlier. It was freezing cold, piercing to the bone. My heart ached for her. In the middle of winter, Tina keeps her own room warm with the heater on, yet she makes her daughter wash clothes with cold water in the yard, not even caring about her hands covered in chilblains, and she calls that her precious darling. Precious darling, my foot. As Tina's wailing grew louder, she tightened her grip on Lily's arm, squeezing harder. Lily winced in pain, her brows furrowed, tears nearly spilling from her eyes. I quickly pulled Lily out of Tina's grasp. Lily was still dazed, her timid eyes resembling those of a startled rabbit. I pointed at Chloe and said, "Madam, you must accept the DNA test results. That girl is your daughter." "Nonsense, Lily is my only daughter. Lily, come to mommy right now." Lily hid behind me, her voice soft, yet resolute. "No, I want to go with them." "You little bitch, you see their family has money, and you're already throwing yourself at them. Have you forgotten how hard I worked to raise you, you ungrateful brat?" Mom and Dad frowned while Chloe's face turned deathly pale. I've always been a free spirit, and right now, I wasn't about to indulge her tantrums. "Watch your filthy mouth, old hag. Hard work, my ass. Just look at yourself, plump and well-fed, while my sister's nothing but skin and bones. Have you no shame?" Tina plopped down on the ground and threw a tantrum, bullying child, snatching someone help. "We're not snatching, we're swapping. Chloe will stay with you from now on." "No, Chloe belongs with the Millers. She deserves to live as their pampered young lady." Her shrill scream pierced the air, leaving everyone frozen in shock. In the end, it was my father who stepped forward to take charge. Both children would be raised by the Miller family, and Tina could call them back for reunions whenever she wanted. Tina still wanted to make a scene, but one stern look from my father instantly deflated her. My mother, who had been clinging to Chloe's arm the whole time, finally let out a sigh of relief. I glanced at the poor little thing behind me. It seemed there would still be plenty of adjustments to make when we got home. My mother was still very attentive to Lily's return home. She arranged a spacious room with excellent natural lighting for Lily, personally overseeing every detail of the interior and exterior decorations. Compared to Chloe's room, it was simply even more extravagant. Chloe stood aside, watching with envy, her sweet face twisted with resentment. I couldn't help but sneer. "Savior act. Lily is my real sister. She deserves all this. You disgusting fool who can't recognize your place makes me sick." Ethan Miller, we've lived together for so many years. Was it necessary to be so harsh? And you actually wanted to hand me over to that crazy woman just now. Are you out of your mind? How peculiar. She's your mother after all. They say children shouldn't despise their own mothers, yet you're openly rebellious about it. Chloe's face darkened as she stared at Lily with an inscrutable gaze. That woman must be plotting some evil scheme again. When my mother was pregnant, I kept dreaming of having a sweet, soft little sister. But Chloe turned out to be the complete opposite. As a child, if she fell down, she'd tell her parents I pushed her. The slightest thing not going her way would send her into tantrums, and she wouldn't stop until I apologized and made amends. As she grew older, she became a tyrant at school, bullying others and throwing her weight around a perfect little bully. My parents dote on her endlessly while I'm utterly annoyed. I'm warning you, if you dare lay a finger on Lily, I'll chop your hands off right away. Times have changed. Let us see if Mom and Dad will still take your side now. Chloe lowered her head in apparent grievance, refusing to respond. My heart sank, and I quickly turned around. Sure enough, there stood my mother. My mother shot me a reproachful look. "What nonsense are you spouting? You're not acting like an older brother at all. Chloe would never bully anyone. You're always the one making trouble." Chloe threw herself into my mother's arms with an adoring expression, her eyes red and teary, as she sobbed, "Mom, will you and Dad abandon me?" "Of course not. Don't listen to your big brother's nonsense. Our Chloe is so adorable. How could Mom ever bear to let you go?" "Thank you, Mom. I love you so much." I watched this touching mother-daughter scene with a heavy heart. Chloe really knows how to put on an act. What, you're not planning to throw Lily a welcome party? I jumped up from the couch in shock, utterly stunned. My mother quickly glanced upstairs and motioned for me to lower my voice. "What are you shouting about? We're just postponing it for now." Chloe is still upset. Don't make it worse for her. And besides, that Lily girl didn't show any attachment to her adoptive mother at all. She is too materialistic and ungrateful. We should observe her a bit longer. I scoffed inwardly. Anyone with eyes can see that Tina is no good. What, just because she raised Lily does Lily have to be grateful even after being mistreated? How is it mistreatment? She is a single mother struggling to get by since. When is that her fault? My father made the decision outright. All right, this matter is settled. Let Lily learn some manners first. She doesn't know anything right now, and throwing a party would just be embarrassing. You should focus your energy on the company at your age. What are you even messing around with all day? The discussion ended on a sour note. I couldn't understand my parents. Instead of cherishing their own biological daughter, they insisted on treating an imposter like a treasure. My mother arranged a packed schedule of lessons for Lily from morning till night without a moment to breathe, as if she were in a hurry to see results. During these days, as if to console Chloe, my mother took her out every day. Each time they returned, they walked arm in arm, laughing and chatting intimately. Shopping at malls, visiting beauty salons, attending various parties, all these luxuries. After this series of events, it almost seemed as though Chloe, who had enjoyed 18 years of wealth and privilege, was the one who had been wronged. Chloe strutted around in front of us every day, flaunting all the affection my mother showered on her. Seeing the envy in Lily's eyes, I waved my hand grandly and said, "Come on, big bro, we'll take you out for some fun." I introduced Lily to my circle of friends, and everyone adored her soft and adorable demeanor. I felt immensely proud. Since my parents weren't willing to do it, I took matters into my own hands. When I brought Lily to my friend's art studio, she was instantly captivated. Her little face flushed with excitement as she gestured eagerly at me. "Big brother, can I paint?" After getting her friend's permission, she immediately picked up the brush and began creating on paper. I don't quite understand it, but it looks impressive. My friend is a professional artist, and according to her, Lily is very talented. This was such a pleasant surprise. Who knew Lily could paint so well, especially since all her training came solely from school art classes. I couldn't stop smiling. Must be those strong genes at work, right? My mother is a renowned painter in the industry, you know. As soon as Lily finished her painting, I quickly tidied up and dragged her along to present this treasure to my mother. The moment we got home, I immediately unfolded Lily's artwork while she stood by smiling sheepishly. True to form, my mother was overjoyed. Her eyes instantly lit up with delight. Chloe and I never had any artistic talent growing up, and my mother secretly lamented this fact countless times. Now her pin-up enthusiasm finally has an outlet. She hurriedly dragged Lily to the art studio, not even bothering with Chloe. Chloe glared at me resentfully. What a clever trick. I feigned helplessness and sighed, "What can I do? Lily is just too outstanding." I walked away leisurely, leaving Chloe stomping her feet in anger. Artists really are a bit different, aren't they? My mother exclaimed that Lily, who could paint such clean works, must be a good girl. All her previous concerns and prejudices about Lily were instantly forgotten, vanishing into thin air. Her attitude changed completely now. She couldn't even see my father in her eyes, spending all day teaching Lily how to paint hand in hand. They even put Lily's welcome party on the schedule. Chloe's face grew darker with each passing day. One day, she actually brought a full set of painting tools into the studio and begged her mother to teach her too. I laughed at her for bringing trouble upon herself. After all, talent is the most unreasonable thing in the world. After all these years, hasn't Chloe figured out whether she has what it takes or not? But I never expected things to unfold completely beyond my anticipation. Chloe couldn't paint, but she sure knew how to cry. After days of practice, she hadn't learned a thing, couldn't even draw a few decent lines. Yet she managed to cling to my mother, sobbing until she was gasping for breath. She said although she was good at drawing, she would practice hard to make her mother happy, only hoping her mother wouldn't give up on her. She'd been so scared. She couldn't sleep day or night, having constant nightmares. My mother couldn't bear hearing this. She immediately hugged Chloe and wiped away tears while comforting her repeatedly. Well, the welcome party that had just shown some promise was clearly going to be postponed again. I was utterly amazed. Chloe truly had an extraordinary talent for coaxing our parents. I patted Lily's shoulder with some regret, but she didn't seem to mind at all, just crinkling her eyes to show me her artwork. After struggling for a long time, I could only squeeze out 2 words: beautiful. There was no helping it. I really hadn't inherited any of my mother's artistic talent. Lily covered her mouth, muffling her laughter until her face turned red. Suddenly, I felt a pang of worry. Having a sister who was too soft-hearted might not be a good thing. I always feared she might get bullied. She had just transferred schools, and with Chloe still in the class, could she really handle it on her own? As it turned out, later Lily truly couldn't manage. On a whim, I decided to visit the school, only to find Lily surrounded by a group of people. I quickly pushed through the crowd and shielded Lily with my body. "What are you doing, Chloe? Are you leading the bullying against my sister?" The surrounding students exchanged glances, and Chloe quickly reached out to pull me away. "Big brother, let us leave here first." I shook her off directly. "No, this matter needs to be made clear. Lily Davis is my Ethan Miller," Chloe shrieked, sharply glaring at me with fierce hostility. I couldn't be bothered to pay her any attention and continued calmly. "Lily Davis is my biological sister, while Chloe is the switched at birth child, an imposter. Tell me one by one what you've done to Lily." and let us see if you can afford the consequences. The scene fell into complete silence. You could probably hear a pin drop at that moment. The surrounding students immediately snapped out of their daze, now reacting with remarkable speed as they hurriedly offered us apologies. Ethan, we're truly sorry. We had no idea. We apologize. Lily, we're so sorry. That's right, it was Chloe who said she was just some poor country cousin. Ethan, please don't hold it against us. Lily, we're so sorry. Please forgive us. We'll never do it again. Yes, for now on, we'll take good care of Lily and absolutely 1T, let anyone bully her again. Chloe had already slipped away during all the commotion, and at last I came to understand everything Lily had been going through at school this whole time. From the very first day Lily transferred here, Chloe had been telling the students that Lily was just some poor relative stubbornly clinging to the Millers. To curry favor with Chloe, the students subjected Lily to daily taunts and ridicule. They splashed water on Lily's desk, tore up her homework, locked her in the equipment room. For entire days, they did every despicable thing imaginable, big and small. Yet Lily never said a single word to me about it. Furious, I summoned the principal to demand an explanation. In the end, all the students involved received disciplinary actions and were required to publicly apologize to Lily. I made a phone call right in front of them, cutting off all business collaborations with their families. Just a few small companies dependent on the Millers for survival, yet they dared to bully the young lady of the Miller family. Watching them all look as if they were mourning their own parents finally eased my anger a little. 6, when I brought Lily home, Chloe was sobbing in my mother's arms. I instantly flared up. How dare you? Cry, stop yelling. Can't you speak properly? I stare at my mother in disbelief. Do you know what Chloe did at school? Chloe already explained. She just had a momentary lapse and played a little joke on Lily after all these years. Who could be? You know, the babies got switched. It's normal for Chloe to feel insecure. We haven't given her enough care, especially you. Chloe's talent for twisting the truth was truly impressive from childhood till now. I'd taken many tumbles because of her, but this time I came prepared. One of Chloe's lackeys gave me some secretly recorded audio clips to make me go easy on them, all containing evidence of Chloe instructing them to harass Lily. When I pressed play, Chloe's voice immediately filled the air. Her low, icy tone, accompanied by the hiss of static, sounded even more terrifying. That worthless thing, you go lock the door, keep her trapped inside, all day today. Go give her some trouble, just don't kill her. The sight of her disgusts me. My mother looked utterly shocked, completely unable to believe these words could come from Chloe's mouth. Chloe kept pleading and making excuses, but it was utterly useless. I continued to add fuel to the fire. Mom, this is your precious daughter, never been well behaved since childhood. We've all seen how Tina tormented Lily. Why are you being so nice to Chloe? What's the reason? For all these years, the only one who has suffered and deserves compensation has been Lily. This time, Mom was truly disappointed in Chloe. She didn't even wait for Chloe to graduate, giving her 2 options straight away. Either return to the Davis family and become Tina's daughter, or be sent directly to a boarding school abroad. The Millers would cover all expenses, but they wouldn't provide any other assistance. Chloe's face instantly turned ashen. I asked Lily why she hadn't told me about being wronged. She hesitated for a long time before answering sheepishly. Because Mom and Dad really like Chloe, I was afraid you'd think I was making trouble and being ungrateful. I frowned, suddenly remembering a flash of white clothing I'd seen on the stairs when talking with our parents in the living room at the time. I hadn't paid much attention, thinking it might have been my imagination. Only now did I realize the truth. Did you overhear my conversation with Mom and Dad last time? Lily waved her hands frantically. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I just came out to get some water, and I'm not vain either, but my adoptive mother keeps hitting me. I'm just so scared of the pain. I spoke with difficulty. She hits you. And Lily timidly rolled up her sleeves and pant legs. All kinds of scars instantly filled my vision. Burns, whip marks, and purple bruises. I clenched my teeth. Tina, that beast. In the end, it was Lily who comforted me. Big brother, it's okay. Now it doesn't hurt at all. Please don't tell Mom. And Dad, I know you care about me. And I'm so happy today from now on. If anything happens, I promise I won't hide it from you again. Please don't be angry. My eyes stung as I gently patted Lily's head. Oh, my foolish little sister, how much suffering has she endured alone, unseen by anyone? To avenge Lily, I had someone investigate Tina, hoping to find some leverage against her. But unexpectedly, we made a surprising discovery. Tina actually showed extraordinary care toward Chloe. Some time ago, Tina would often secretly visit Chloe at school. Now, Chloe has stopped attending school altogether, frequently returning to the Davis household to lay low. This made Tina overjoyed. Not only did she refuse to let Chloe do any housework, but she also cooked different dishes for Chloe every day. This formed a stark contrast to her attitude toward Lily. This makes me wonder, what is the truth behind the switched at birth incident? Was the accidental baby swap back then really just a coincidence? I had people thoroughly reinvestigate what happened 18 years ago, but the results showed everything was normal. It really seemed like just a hospital oversight that led to this farce. My gut told me something was fishy, so I ordered people to keep a close watch on Tina. I refused to believe she wouldn't slip up. Eventually, meanwhile, after many twists and turns, Lily's welcome party finally had a date set. Lily's welcome party was incredibly grand, with all the socialites in our circle receiving invitations. This party was jointly hosted by the Miller and Campbell families to celebrate the reunion of our family of four. My mother is the only daughter of the Campbell family and has been doted on since childhood. Although my parents had an arranged marriage for business reasons, they've always been deeply in love, becoming the enviable model couple in their social circle. Tonight, S-star Lily wore a beautiful princess dress, well-behaved, adorable, and poised without a trace of stage fright. The party was in full swing, with glasses clinking, and everyone was full of praise. I was overjoyed, feeling like the ultimate winner in life with no regrets left. On the way home, though slightly tipsy, I was still fully conscious. But my mom and Lily wouldn't relax until they helped me back to my room. I laughed at their worry. What could possibly go wrong when we were already home? But reality slapped me hard in the face. There really was an accident. Chloe was actually hiding naked in my bed. When my mom dragged her out, she at least had some sense of shame, clinging desperately to the blanket and refusing to let go, her face flushed as she kept begging for mercy. Chloe was truly insane. Our relationship had always been terrible. She never once called me big brother in all these years. But the only time she ever called me, that was at school last time, trying to stop me from exposing her. Now that she's about to be abandoned by the Miller family, she actually has the nerve to throw herself into my arms. She's tolerant, ruthless, and stupid enough. My mom was truly furious, her whole body trembling. She had genuinely treated Chloe as her own daughter, always favoring her more. Even after Lily was recognized as her biological child, my mom continued to shower Chloe with care, terrified that Chloe might feel wronged. But now, this was how Chloe repaid her care. It was truly heartbreaking. For the first time in my life, I heard my mother swear, "You little bitch, always stirring up trouble, capable of any filthy deed. You disgust me." Chloe had nothing left to lose now. The old hag's been pretending to be a saint all this time, and now her true colors are out. I've been the Miller family's young lady for 18 years. Why should I step aside just because Lily Davis is back? None of you are any good. My mother was so furious, she nearly collapsed, and Lily and I quickly steadied her. I also lost my temper, apologized to Mom. "Right now, have you no conscience? Search your heart. Hasn't T-Mom been good enough to you?" Chloe shrieked sharply. She's about to throw me out like trash. Some good she is. Get out of the Miller house. I must have been blind to have spoiled you all these years, like mother, like daughter. It's all true. The commotion grew so loud that my father came over to see what was happening. Though my father always maintained a stern demeanor in public, at home, he was actually quite lenient with us, preferring to lecture rather than punish, and never once laid a hand on us. But this time he went all out to punish Chloe, hitting and kicking without any regard for dignity. It's no exaggeration to say I genuinely saw murderous intent in my father's eyes. Chloe's loud cries gradually weakened as the beating continued. I quickly stopped my father, afraid he might actually hurt someone. In the end, my father made the decision: no medication or treatment for Chloe, just throwing some clothes on her before tossing her back to Tina. Lily and I exchanged glances. Tina was notoriously difficult, and she deeply cared for Chloe. With Chloe beaten like this, would she just let it go? To my surprise, once again, Tina actually endured it all without making a sound. Nine, the person who had been watching Tina, just sent me new photos. Tina was actually meeting with my father in private, their physical tussling revealing an unexpected intimacy between them. I was completely stunned. My father had always maintained an impeccable reputation, a devoted family man in an industry full of temptations. Mr. Miller's spotless character had long been considered a rare exception in our circles. So what on earth was happening between him and Tina now? I quickly asked my mother about the DNA test report that had revealed the true heir. What exactly had happened back then? My mother told me she had gone to the hospital for some business, and coincidentally, our family's physical examination results had just come in, so she casually brought them back. But when she opened them, she realized Chloe's blood type didn't match. There was no way our parents could have given birth to a child with type B blood. At first, they thought it was a hospital error, but after investigation, they discovered that the two families had actually switched babies from the very beginning. I asked my mother again, then why didn't any of the previous medical reports show any problems? My mother said that all the previous medical reports had been given directly to my father, and since the results were always normal, he never paid much attention to them. My heart felt like it had been struck by a heavy hammer as a terrifying thought slowly took shape in my mind. I took my dad and Chloe's hair for a DNA test. The results showed that Chloe was indeed my father's daughter. I was utterly shocked. After extensive investigation, I finally pieced together the truth of the matter. 19 years ago, my father attended a party where Tina was working as a waitress at the time. My father got drunk and had sex with her, then gave her some money to keep her quiet. Yet no one expected that Tina was actually pregnant and had secretly given birth. Tina and my mother gave birth in the same hospital. She switched her own child with the baby girl my mother had just delivered. And my father had uncovered the truth 10 years earlier. Yet he not only refrained from exposing it, but also took action to erase all traces, concealing everything. No wonder my people couldn't find any leads. No wonder Tina has been tormenting Lily all these years. No wonder my dad could always effortlessly rein in the unruly Tina. No wonder my father lost his temper in a fit of rage when Chloe tried to seduce me. It turns out, biologically speaking, Chloe is also my sister. This man, regarded by the world as a good husband and father, allowed his wife's biological daughter to suffer hardships while drifting alone. Worse still, he let his wife pour her heart into doting on an illegitimate child for 18 long years, completely unaware of the truth. My grief and indignation were beyond words. The towering image of my father in my heart had completely crumbled. My mother stared at the investigation results for a long time, then silently shut herself in her room. I tentatively knocked on the door to offer comfort, but my mother remained completely silent. The entire day passed without my mother leaving her room, not even taking a sip of water. Just as I was worrying myself into a panic, Lily finally knocked on the door. I leaned against the doorway, listening to my mother's heart-wrenching sobs from inside the room as she held Lily tightly, endlessly apologizing. Lily cried too while comforting her. My eyes were completely brimming with tears. I dare say my mother had never suffered such humiliation in her entire life. Arthur Miller had truly gone too far. I didn't enter the room until the sounds inside gradually quieted. I held my mother's hand. Mom, no matter what you want to do, I'll support you, Lily, and I will always be on your side. Lily nodded repeatedly. With reddened eyes, my mother stroked Lily's head and then patted my hand. Her gaze lingered back and forth between her children until suddenly, with tears in her eyes, she smiled. I want a divorce from him. We sat stiffly in the living room, waiting for Arthur to come home, with Uncle also present to back us up. The moment Arthur stepped through the door, he flashed a smile. Big brother, you're here. Why is everyone gathered today? Is something the matter? As he spoke, he instinctively moved toward my mother, preparing to sit beside her as usual. With a stern face, Uncle blocked Arthur's path and flung a stack of documents at him. Arthur flipped through the documents page by page, his smile gradually freezing until his face became completely expressionless. He didn't even glance at the others, speaking only to my mother. Julie, we've been married for nearly 30 years. I only made that one foolish mistake. I was set up. It's been so many years now. The children are all grown up. Can't you just forgive me this once? My mother turned her head away, coldly refusing to acknowledge him at all. I understood my mother's temperament. If Arthur had told her about Tina's incident, when it first happened, there might have been room for reconciliation between them. But everything that followed was utterly revolting, and my mother would absolutely never change her mind. Uncle showed Arthur no courtesy whatsoever, tossing the divorce papers directly at him. Perhaps realizing the situation was beyond redemption, Arthur finally dropped his pretenses. He engaged in endless haggling with Uncle over asset division, his eyes gleaming with calculation, not a trace of remorse or sorrow to be seen. Dazedly, I began to understand. Perhaps in Arthur's heart, our family had merely been a prop to maintain his respectable image. What he truly valued had always been personal gain. Those 20-odd years of harmonious happiness now seemed like a dream, a bubble bursting at the slightest touch. I truly despised this hypocritical man. 11. Arthur was clearly in the wrong to begin with, and the Campbells weren't people to be trifled with either. Arthur was thoroughly skinned alive, his face darkened, as he said, even for the children's sake, there's no need to be so aggressive. Is there? Ethan and Lily are still my children after all, and Ethan will inherit the Miller Group someday. Lily and I had remained silent the whole time, seeing Arthur bring us into the conversation. Now, I immediately spoke up to make my stance clear. I don't want the Miller Group. I'm leaving with Mom. Lily also straightened her back. Me too. Arthur looked at me mockingly, still putting on a tough act. What can you do besides partying, you good-for-nothing rich kid? Do you really think you can get any benefits from the Campbells? No need for Mr. Miller to worry about that. Arthur sneered repeatedly. Fine. I'd like to see what you can achieve without the Miller family. Don't expect me to acknowledge you as my son when you come crawling back. We moved out of the Miller mansion that very night. The Miller and Campbell businesses were deeply intertwined, and the slightest misstep could lead to mutual destruction, with neither side gaining any advantage. But my uncle was resolute, forcibly terminating all collaborations with the Miller Group. The betrayal by a longtime ally, coupled with the escalating divorce scandal, caused the Miller Group's market value to plummet dramatically. Arthur brought Chloe back overnight and extended marriage alliance offers to other corporations which barely managed to slow the Miller Group's decline. After finalizing the divorce with Arthur, my mother immediately changed Lily's surname. Continuing to live under the Davis name would have made all three of us sick to our stomachs. After leaving the Miller Group with the Campbell support, I established my own company. At tonight's banquet, I encountered Chloe dressed in her finest attire. She was holding onto Ryan Zhou's arm, smiling with gentle grace. So Arthur had found his allies in the Zhou family. Ryan and I had crossed paths before. He was always one to follow his whims, never one to speak of morality, a man who wouldn't stir without profit. Choosing such an ally, it seems Arthur was truly desperate, already beyond caring. Chloe leaned in with a malicious grin, feigning confusion. Ethan is here too. Oh wait, I should say Mr. Ethan Ryan are the standard for this banquet. Really? So low, even people from third-rate companies can just waltz in now. 12 whispers erupted all around, and the gazes fixed on me ranged from pity to mockery. Ryan also watched me with an amused expression, but I wasn't intimidated in the slightest. After all, I wasn't the one who'd done something shameful. I had nothing to be ashamed of. I couldn't help but laugh at Chloe's arrogance. We really should question the standards here. How can a bastard child like you prance around without feeling ashamed? The audacity is astounding. Chloe's face flushed instantly. Mr. Miller, supposed to be henpecked, how did he end up with a bastard child? Oh, let me tell you, the Miller family has been quite the spectacle lately. I always said Arthur Miller was no good with the holier-than-thou act. The gossip spotlight swung back to Arthur again. I couldn't help but speculate with some malice someone as concerned with face as Arthur would probably beat Chloe up again if he found out she'd exposed his dirty laundry once more. Chloe snapped coldly, you're the one who got kicked out of the family. I'm still the legitimate eldest daughter of the Millers. The entire Miller family will belong to me alone in the future. Look at yourself. What wretched state have you fallen into, and still acting so arrogant? That was indeed the truth. In business, profit always comes first. Take this very moment, for example, crowds continuously surrounded Ryan and Chloe, while those willing to speak with me could be counted on one hand. Probably thinking she'd hit a nerve, Chloe became even more relentless. With a smug expression, she said, Dad has already arranged for me to intern at the company, and he has personally mentoring me with such patience. Oh dear, I wonder when that little company of yours will go bankrupt after all these years of rivalry. You still can't measure up to me. Chloe walked away haughtily with Ryan, though Ryan at least gave me a polite nod. I returned the smile. It seems the alliance between the Millers and the Zhous isn't so solid after all. Chloe really never learns. She has already completely forgotten how Arthur brutally beat her just days ago and actually believes he cares about their so-called father-daughter bond, as if he'd give her any real benefits. She is only useful to him for now. Go ahead and gloat. Once the Miller Group goes bankrupt, let us see what tricks Chloe can pull then. 13. The Miller Group made its fortune through online gaming. But over the years they failed to produce another hit game. Just living off past successes. Outwardly, it still appears massive, but internally, it's already crumbling. Every executive in the company could clearly see the downward trend, but despite their desire to change it, they found themselves powerless. I've been fascinated by game development since childhood. After graduation, I immediately joined the R&D department of Miller Group, gathering a team of like-minded experts to collaborate on new projects. All of us were brimming with confidence about this project. Arthur, however, paid little attention to my actions, thinking I was just fooling around. I had originally planned to make a grand splash, which was why I never explained myself to Arthur. So in his eyes, I was just a spoiled playboy who knew nothing but eating, drinking, and having fun. But now I've taken my team and left Miller Group. The new project is nearing completion and is about to enter public beta. The very weapon once devoted to saving the Miller Group will become the sharpest blade to snipe it down. The new game exploded across the internet upon its public beta, swiftly dominating over half of the gaming market. Naturally, the hardest hit was the gaming industry's giant, the Miller Group. The Miller Group's stocks plummeted day by day. Every shareholder who could flee did so, and the Group's allies withdrew one after another in haste. Just as the Miller Group was teetering on the brink of collapse, a single piece of news dealt the final blow. Arthur had actually killed Tina and was arrested on the spot. According to news reports, the two had gotten into a physical altercation over money, and during the struggle for a knife, Arthur accidentally stabbed Tina to death. They called it an accident, but the Arthur shown on the television screen looked utterly calm, save for the slightly disheveled hair at his temples, the only hint of disarray. He even smiled at the camera, looking nothing like someone who had just killed a person. I somewhat understood Arthur's perspective. He was originally the envy of everyone, a winner in life, but Tina's appearance stripped him of everything. Just when he was about to lose it all, Tina, the instigator, had to make a scene. Arthur was never one to back down. How could he tolerate that? But understanding doesn't mean agreeing in my eyes Arthur was the real culprit. In the subsequent trial, due to the severity of the crime, Arthur was sentenced to life imprisonment. The Miller Group declared bankruptcy with all its assets seized. The Miller family was completely finished at 14. I happened to see Chloe coming to visit my mom when I got home from work. I simply couldn't comprehend Chloe's thought process. What on earth was she still deluding herself about by coming to beg my mom at this point? Sitting in my car, I watched Chloe's disheveled figure. Mom, please help me. I have nowhere to go. I don't have a single penny on me, please. This was undoubtedly the most genuine crying fit Chloe had ever had, with tears and snot streaming down her face, utterly devoid of grace. There was no way my mom would soften toward Chloe. Now her eyes burned with hatred. Get out. Don't call me mom. It's disgusting. Please, I really know I was wrong. You've loved me for so many years. Just love me a little more. It's all Tina's fault. I'm innocent the first. Didn't Tina know anything? I beg you, Mom. Let go. I was blind before. If you keep making a scene, I'll call the police right now. Nonsense, Lily. Is my only daughter, Lily. Come to mommy right now. I stood rigidly by the car looking at Chloe with mockery, my lips curling into a half smile. Chloe stopped crying under the weight of my laughter, her eyes darting around uncomfortably. I watched as she slowly released her grip, her face flushing red. I watched her grow increasingly flustered until finally she lowered her head and turned to run away. It seems Chloe still retained some dignity in front of me after all. I stopped watching Chloe's staggering retreat and stepped forward to take my mother's arm. Mom, let us go home. They say Chloe hasn't been doing well at all, without qualifications, without skills, unable to endure hardship, yet with a temper too big. She simply couldn't survive on her own. I heard she even went to find Ryan. But unfortunately, there was no profit to be gained, so Ryan simply stopped paying her any attention. Later, I didn't bother to inquire further. Chloe had nothing to do with us anymore. My company flourished more and more, with profits doubling year after year. My mother also completely emerged from her gloom and threw herself back into her painting career. Lily performed exceptionally well on her SAT exams and was admitted to a prestigious university after graduation. She followed in my mother's footsteps and pursued a career in painting. Hardship will eventually pass, and happiness will surely come the end.